We left Miami and we sailed into Bimini, and Captain says, everybody's going ashore to get drunk tonight in Bimini. We'd never been to a foreign land. But a few hours later, the owner of the ships comes down and says, we got to get out of port now. About 9 o'clock, it was dark. So we had to sneak out of Bimini. I sat on the bowsprit with a torch, the British word for flashlight, and we found our way out by the buoys with a torch, no lights, no running lights, and we sailed off into the distance. And we had no idea where we're going or why. My name is Stephen R. Johnson. Was born in Boston, Massachusetts, and made it to the Northwest after the Second World War, because my father worked on the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Anyway, I went to Dia Bay to visit Robert's son on the ocean coast at Shai Beach, and I lived in Dia Bay. Also, after I got involved in ecological work for Shai Beach. I worked with the poets for many, many years, many different poets of the Northwest. Because of the ecology work that Robert and I started and worked on, and I worked with Tim McNulty and Michael Connor to protect the old growth forests of the Olympic Peninsula. The ecology work we started at Shai Beach to protect the last wilderness coast that was unprotected and was being clear-cut by Lake Ozette and behind Shai Point of the Arches. And I collaborated with Bill Porter. He took me to China to search for hermits, and he wrote the book Road to Heaven by Bill Porter, and I contributed photographs to that. And 12 years later, Michael Connor and I collaborated on another book called Where the World Does Not Follow, with my photographs and Mike's Tang Dynasty poems. Before that, I traveled the rails a lot with poet Vin Wilcox, and we did the book called Here Among the Sacrificed, about riding the rails. Met Barbara, beautiful Barbara, Susan Morgan, poetess.
Steve, how did you ever end up getting to Haiti? And you mentioned something about Miami.
Oh yeah, it was after the Seattle World's Fair in 1962. I'd saved up some money, and my friend Mike Foley, who I dearly love to see again, contact me if you see this. We had a gambling system of the roulette wheel that he wanted to practice and make some money at in Reno, Nevada. So I bought an old 1950 Plymouth for $50 from David Cowie.
So you guys figured a way to beat the system.
Oh yeah, beat the system. Well, we had this gambling system we had been playing with at home, you know, practicing. We had saved up near $1,000 each, I think. And off we went on the road in this old 50 Plymouth. And we headed straight for Reno, Nevada. $50 car for 1950 car for $50. Took us all the way around the United States. And we went to Reno and gambled for about a week. And we didn't make a bunch of money, but we did pay our expenses. So we said, well, we're not making any fortune here. Let's head on south and east and explore America. So off we went across the desert, and we went to Mobile, Alabama, and we went to Miami, where, because of the Goodyear blimp, we went to check out the Goodyear blimp. And right next to the Goodyear blimp were the Windjammer Cruises, sailing ships. 7 ships, 100 to 200 feet long, and we got on as deckhands for working $75 a month, plus room and board. And I signed on this fantastic sailing ship called Clipper Cutty Sark. It's a 138-foot square rigged ship. It was a Danish training ship built in 1938 as an ice ship, and it was originally called Estella. And we sailed from Miami. We had to escape Miami because of a lien against the ship. This captain had been lost at sea, and I didn't know about this, but for about 2 weeks we worked on the ship in port, and then one day we had to sneak out of Miami